Welcome to Experience VCC. We're so glad that you could join us today. My name is Carolyn Hornell, and I am the moderator for today's session. I am the Associate Director for Alumni Relations, and I work in the Foundation, which is a separate registered charity associated with the college, and our job is to raise funds for both individual students and for programs so that school is more accessible to you. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are on the unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples, the territory of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. We have the pleasure of working and playing and studying on their lands, and we appreciate that. This meeting is being recorded, and so if at any time you want to go back and take a second listen, you are welcome to. You will find it at vcc.ca/experience. If you are deaf or hard of hearing, you can request a sign language interpreter. Just type it into the chat and I'm happy to organize that for you. We'll take questions at any time, so please either type them into the chat or raise your hand, and I will make sure that Rita and Monty find out what those are. And so without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Rita Dillick, who is the department head for visually impaired. Rita, take the floor.
All right. So our program is for visually impaired adults. You can be age 17 and over. We've had people up to about 85 or so. And our goals include learning technology that would let you access the world and access the internet, computer information. So access information. And we also have some programs which do basic training, such as basic English up to grade 10, math up to grade 10. We also teach Braille. That's a really important component. So in terms of assistive technology, our biggest focus is teaching computers with assistive technology. So a lot of what we do is teaching Microsoft system type of programs. So Windows, Internet, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, that sort of thing. And they would all be used with assistive tech, such as screen readers, including JAWS and NVDA. And then we also have enlargement programs such as Zoom Text, and more recently Fusion is available, which is a combination of JAWS and Zoom Text. We also teach iPhone and iPads. That's Monty's big specialty, with the voiceover technology. And that's quite a popular course. The other popular course is a generalized introduction to assistive technology, which includes some screen reading software, some, Daisy players, which are essentially index talking books, so machines that play index talking books. Okay, right now we're doing pretty well all our teaching online. So it's not very high tech online. We're mostly using email, and we send the textbook in an accessible format, which could be electronic text versions. Sometimes if the student needs Braille, we are able to send Braille. The electronic test could be regular print or large print, depending on what the student needs. And then the communication between the student and the teacher is mostly with telephone calls and emails. So once you have the book on your computer or Daisy Player or whatever other assistive tech device, you're able to communicate with your instructor. Now, I'm going to pass you on to Monty, and Monty can tell you a little bit how he's been working with his students and how his impression of how it's been going in terms of the online teaching. And then we can talk a little bit more about September later. Okay, so Monty, go ahead.
Great, thanks, Frida, and thanks, Caroline, for the introduction. So the last, year and a month have been very interesting from both a teaching standpoint and a learning standpoint. We were all thrown into teaching at a distance pretty quickly. It sort of took a lot of us by surprise, but we made the most of it and had to adapt on the fly. And I think we've done pretty well. So what it basically means is that we had to adapt face-to-face teaching and learning to something that we could achieve at a distance. And some of our courses lend themselves better than others at doing that. For example, Rita mentioned that we teach Braille to people who want to either brush up on their skills or they need to learn it right from the very beginning. Well, of course, Braille is a very physical, tactile medium and doesn't translate well at all through distance learning. So that particular program has had some challenges, though we have managed to continue with it by sending Braille to students. However, I would say that's probably one of the only courses that I would say probably has a slightly different experience when taught at a distance, when learned at a distance. However, most of our technology courses where you're learning screen reader technology and how to use that with various applications and devices. So like Rita said, a lot of the Office applications that run on Windows, we teach students how to access those with screen readers, whether that's JAWS or NVDA. And also we teach the VoiceOver screen reader on Mac computers or on iPhones or iPads, so iOS devices. And I've had students taking a variety of courses, especially in the Mac and iOS, and also the Windows Office application courses. So the experience, I would say from my perspective, I think I prefer to teach in person. I think my students prefer to learn in person for the most part, but it has had some added benefits in that everybody can be a little bit more flexible, which sometimes helps people's learning habits. I probably have had quizzes turned in at every hour of the day and night. Of course, that doesn't mean I've marked them at every hour or day of, every hour of every day, but it certainly helps students be more flexible. And I dare say some probably do, learn better at different times of the day. So that may lend itself. But we've, for the most part, I think we've done a pretty good job at adapting to the students. And that's the number one thing. That's what I say to all my students is, look, at the end of the day, I want you to feel comfortable and confident using this technology. And so we're going to figure out a way to help you learn the best. So if I have student A that prefers to communicate with me every morning, and they prefer to send an email, and they sort of tend to want to be emailed back and sent some tips and or summarizing how I thought they performed in their lesson or their quizzes or their exercises, I can do that. Others need daily phone calls. Some need weekly phone calls because a lot of our programs are self-paced. So it really is at the discretion of the student when they want to learn. So I really try to make sure that I can adapt my teaching to their learning style, because at the end of the day, I want them to be successful. And we have had some success. We've had several students finish courses during the distance learning period of time. And some have said that they enjoy this way of learning. Others have said that they can't wait to get back into the classroom. And some have gone on to take other courses with us as well. So I think there's been a range of challenges, but I think we've managed to come through those okay. And in fact, I think what we can do when we do sort of get back to whatever our new normal is going to be, I think we can take some of what we've learned both as instructors and as students and apply that to how we move forward in the future. So it's great to be here and meet anybody who we can meet today. And hopefully, if you're watching this later, you're able to get some useful insight through our presentation today. So I'll let Rita carry on.
Okay. Okay. So in terms of what the plans are for September, well, as far as we can tell, most likely we'll continue online, the distance learning. There is some talk about possibly going back to the classroom, but unless unless students can be completely safe in the classroom in terms of, COVID infection, etc., I think that, our department most likely will continue to be teaching from a distance. That's what it looks like, at least for September. We don't know for January, and if we do go back to the classroom, we will be able to continue the distance learning as well. So people will still be able to contact the instructors from a distance by phone calls and emails, same way as they've been doing now. So in fact, we had, a couple of students that were working from home before because of health problems, etc. So this would just be a bigger adaptation if we go back to the classroom, but we would still be able to accommodate distance learning. So, all right, the in terms of how to get in touch with me, Carolyn, do you guys have my information, or do I want to say it, speak it, or?
Sure. We have your information there. Your email is rdilek@vcc.ca.
Right.
That's probably the best way to get in touch with you.
That is probably the best. And, the email, I respond to the email fairly fast. If you leave a message at the VCC and on the VCC phone system, it might take a little bit longer because, we're all working from home. So I don't access that phone system maybe once a week or something. I don't check it every day because there's almost no messages are being left there. But, if you end up emailing me, I don't know. I don't want to give out my home number.
No. I think email is probably the best.
Yeah, email is probably the best. But if you leave a message on the VCC phone line, I will get back to you, but it might take a few extra days. So keep that in mind. And, we normally, what I would do is we could discuss like what your needs would be in terms of what your learning needs are. And then we could figure out which of our courses, if any, would suit your needs.
So Rita, I did have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Because you keep saying September. Do you have specific intakes? Can you only sign up in September and January, or are there other start times?
Yeah, no, you can start any month of the year except July and August. We're closed July and August, but you can start September, October, November, any of those months, any of the months during the year except July and August. And the length of each course is 4 months. But like, let's say if you start in June, you would have to start in June, go to school for a month, skip 2 months, and then go September, October, November. So it would be a period of 4 months. But during those 4 months, for one course, you would be expected to work about 6 hours a week. So it's a 96-hour course is what it is. You know, if you want to do your 96 hours in 2 weeks, well, it might be a bit overdoing it, but you probably could do it.
An
But
awful lot of
that's
grading for
what it
Monty.
is. Yeah, um, it's not full time. If I say 4 months, it's not full time. And our courses are small chunks, so it's not like, for instance, if we're talking about Microsoft software, um, you could be doing, one course would be Excel, one course would be Word, one course would be Internet. So you wouldn't be doing all of Microsoft Office in one course. So that's what a course would be, essentially would be, you could do it over a period of 4 months, um, and it would be, a small chunk, a PowerPoint course, an Excel course, an Internet course, that type of thing. Oh dear. Alexa off.
And just to add to that, we've had students that have just dipped in for 1 or 2 courses that they may need to continue, with their employment. Like, let's say that they're losing their vision and they need to learn a specific app. So we've had students just come in and take a single course, and they're successful, and we never see them again. And we also have students who take every course in our menu. So there's a variety of students, and really whatever their needs are. Some come straight out of high school and need some upgrading in terms of knowledge with assistive technology and how to use various products. And then we have others who maybe lose their sight later in life and need to brush up on their skills. And then sometimes we have seniors who come in who haven't had a chance to brush up their skills earlier, and they have more time on their hands and they'd like to learn a new skill. So we have people that have a variety of backgrounds, and of course another background that some people share is that they have come from other countries, and they're new to Canada, and they're new to a lot of the assistive technology that we use. So of course they I find that they tend to be very interested in some of the courses that we offer.
Of course.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Rita.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, yeah, I was going to say about these people who are coming from outside of Canada. We teach the early levels of English as a second language, because some of the ESL courses at the beginning have a lot of pictures and graphics and films and things like that. And so it works better for our department to do that. We do the first few levels of that, and then our students will go on to the regular courses in the ESL departments.
I did not know that. I learned something new today.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little about the faculty in the department and what their backgrounds are?
Okay. Okay, there's myself. I'm the department head, and my background is mostly in math and computer science. And so my job is partly teaching and partly doing, I talk to new people who want to register in our department. I also will present informational sessions and stuff to other people, to let people know about our program. And I also, help with a lot of administrative work. There's Jennifer and Monty are our 2 instructors. Um, so Monty has a long history of teaching assistive technology. Um, Jennifer was mostly, I think she was trained in chemistry, I believe, but is now with our department, and she's very good with a lot of the Microsoft programs. And we all contribute to the Braille teaching, etc. I do some of the ESL teaching, um, and Jennifer also does that, but Monty will contribute to that sometimes depending on the student. So we also have two um, instructional assistants, Gloria and Joan. And so they provide supportive services. Joan has provided a lot of the brailing. She does a lot of the brailing for our students. Gloria converts stuff to large print. She scans things and to convert to e-text, and she does other administrative things. So if there's any other questions about our people, it's just, and we have one additional person who is a student. Her name, she studied teaching for the visually impaired. Her name is Charmaine Coe, and she is very, very good with Braille, and is pretty good with all the other assistive technology as well. So, but Charmaine doesn't teach full time. She's part time.
Okay. As we move towards coming back to campus, what's it like on campus for a student who is visually impaired?
Well, what it has been before the COVID, we had two classrooms, which are essentially computer labs with some space for learning Braille. And so the computer labs each have about a dozen computers with that have both JAWS, NVDA, and Zoom text on them. And we have a few. Oh, Monty's deserted us. I think maybe he'll come back. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a few displays which are like Braille displays, and that can be attached to the computer, so that if the person needs to be using a computer with Braille, they can actually follow the stuff in Braille on the computer. And the computers will speak to you using the speech technology with the screen readers, or they'll have the Braille, or they will have enlargement on the screen. We also have a couple of CCTV enlargers, which will magnify paper handouts or books, that sort of thing. And so these are the two classrooms essentially. And in the classrooms, we also have Braille devices when the person is learning Braille. We have a lot of books in Braille, and of course the textbooks are all in the format of the person's choice. So if they like large print, we will provide them with printed large print pages. If they like Braille, we'll provide the book in Braille for them. Apart from that, in terms of the campus, everything is in the same area. So the same area that our two classrooms are, opposite to that are my office and the two instructional assistants' office. And we're also close to the cafeteria. So the students very often, we have, a morning coffee break and a lunch break. And the students often get together at the cafeteria. They all sit at the same table and chat and stuff. So sometimes that can be supportive, to meet with other people um, who are in the group and learning together.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so we're not
And
doing. Yeah, sorry. Can I say one thing more?
yes, of course.
We're mostly not doing group classes. So most of the time, unless several people unless several people request the same class at the same time, most of the time each person is doing their own individual work.
Wow.
So it's a little bit more labor intensive, but you get more personalized assistance from the instructor.
Absolutely. That's great. Are there supports through the library at all?
Oh, well, there is some, but they're not for our specialized courses.
Okay.
We do our own teaching for that. But the learning center has helped some of our students with sort of like English. Our um, new incoming students that came from other countries.
Mhm.
The learning center they do individual English lessons. So they're able to sign up, or we help them sign up, because sometimes the sign up procedure might not be too good before they have learned how to do the assistive technology.
Right.
But we help them sign up, and they can go, I think once a day they can go for a 20-minute lesson at the learning center.
And
The
that's at no
library,
additional charge.
no additional charge. That the learning center is one of the best features of VCC, I think, because people can get, if they need like other things like math or science, they can
Mhm.
also get help with those.
Mhm.
And so the library does have some computers that are equipped with assistive technology. So that is available. And the library does have some braille books and audiobooks as well.
Great. And your program interacts with the peer helpers quite frequently as well.
Yes, the peer helpers, I don't know what the status of that will be, but we've had peer helpers helping our students quite a bit over the years. And, mostly helping them to get to the cafeteria, but also helping them to access other parts of VCC, such as registration, or going up to financial aid, or going up to counseling, that sort of thing. So yeah, peer helpers have helped in that sense.
That's great. Um, Thank you, Rita. I think we've covered a lot today.
Okay.
The
Carolyn, you want to say about the the codes for being able to
I do.
yes,
I
please
do. I'm just going to go into that. So
go ahead.
if anybody wants help with the admission process, advising is where you want to go to. So it's vcc.ca/advising, ADVISING, and they can help you walk through all of those steps. The phone number for them is 604-871-7000, extension 2. The advisors can help walk you through every step of the admissions process. If financial aid is something that you require, as Rita said, the financial aid office is at the Broadway campus on the 4th floor of the building A, which is where everything is. Right now, that is not open physically, but they are available online. Again, that's vcc.ca/financial aid. There are all kinds of grants, loans, bursaries, awards, and scholarships that are available. Bursaries are for those that are in financial need, and they are 100%, I'm losing my words. No one will know that you have asked for help if you go for and ask for a bursary. There are Indigenous services available for our Indigenous students. They have specific counseling available for you. Again, it's vcc.ca/Indigenous. There are disability services available, counseling services, and as Rita said, free professional tutoring. So all sorts of supports for you. If you want to go back and take another listen to this, please do so. You can find it at vcc.ca/experience. You can also find future info sessions at vcc.ca/info, INFO. Your next step is to meet with an advisor. So that's advising. And finally, when you're ready to register, you apply, vcc.ca/apply. And if you apply today, we will waive domestic student fees, application fees. So that's a $35 value. The code that you need for that is info, INFO 0421. That is today's date, April 21st. So the promo code again is info, INFO 0421. Oh, Monty is waiting to get back in. We'll let him in. So again, vcc.ca/apply is where you need to go. Today, we are also giving away 3 chances to win a $1,000 tuition credit. You go to where you found out about today, vcc.ca/experience, and put in the promo code SKILLS. That's SKILLS. There are 3 opportunities to win $1,000. Just put in that code SKILLS, and I wish you the best of luck. I would like to thank Monty and Rita for talking today about our visually impaired programs. If you have any questions, please email Rita, rdilek@vcc.ca. She is a most helpful person, and I'm sure she will answer all of your questions. So again, my thanks to you for watching. Thank you to Rita and Monty for sharing all of their information about this fabulous program. We're really lucky to have it at VCC.